To this now, NAPTOSA Executive Director Basil Manuel says teachers and those marking matric exam papers must take special care to protect themselves against COVID-19. Teachers started marking matric exams across the country on Monday, with about 45,000 people engaged in the process. All right, we'll bring you that bite a little later. On to this now. A suspected drug lord, Yaganathan Pillay, was killed on Monday in Chatsworth. Teddy Mafia, as he was known, was shot twice in the head and died on the way to hospital. His murder has led to further brutal killings. 2 people were beheaded and their bodies burnt in Shallcross in Durban. Authorities are concerned that the murder might spark more unrest in the area. Joining us now to tell us about how the community is reacting and feeling the day after, we speak to Jakes Singh. He is the Chatsworth Community Policing Forum chairperson. Mr. Singh, thank you very much for making time to speak to us. It's a day after these gruesome murders. In your words, how would you describe the mood in the community right now?
Thank you very much to grant me this opportunity. Well, firstly, the mood in the community is pleasant and unpleasant. Now, what I mean by that, yes, it's unpleasant amongst his supporters and the people that was with him. Yes, within the greater part of the community, yes, the guys, they are happy that, another drug lord has been taken out. And as you know, with all these drug dealers that do the trade, they do it in the most poorest of areas and where the people are most vulnerable. And this is where the support base lies with them so they can conduct their illegal activities.
Yeah. The impact of drugs within the community of Chatsworth, Mr. Singh, how badly affected is this area by drugs and possibly gangsterism?
Well, you look at drugs, everybody has, want to claim a territory or a place. Now, we take the case with the late Teddy Mafia, Yaganathan Pillay, his right name. He had his operation that was in Taurus Street, one of the areas that also bounds the flats area, and where, as I mentioned earlier, are the poor people and most vulnerable. So he wins their support first in terms of where he can conduct his business. And yes, the business that he ran for maybe over 30 years, that went on for him to be named, Teddy Mafia or whatever it is. And I don't call these guys drug lords. To me, they are not lords. But yes, the community perspective, yes, as I told you, people welcome it, and some of the people are disappointed who's supported, the people who were feeding off him. The drug trade in general, yes, it's not only in Chatsworth, it's in the entire part of within the surrounding and the other area as well, and it's also a world problem.
Yeah.
Yes, we are trying our level best from the community policing parliament together with other stakeholders, trying to eradicate the surge in drugs and the people that are getting hooked onto this. But there's so many different aspects that contribute to the people that supporting and the people that get involved in the drug activities that, that's the end user.
Yeah. Mr. Singh, you've mentioned something very, very important at the start of your response to my second question to you. And you say that this man, he ran his drug trade for over 30 years. I just had a conversation with the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala, who says that he would not dismiss the idea of a rise in gangsterism in his province, but also the issue of drug proliferation. Tell me why this was allowed to happen for over 30 years, that this man sold drugs to that community, which clearly has become now dependent to him, well, at least some sections of that community.
Yeah, I'm the chairman of the Community Policing Forum is just going over 12 years now at the Chatsworth, And I've been a community activist for the last 40 years. We always address this problem. But, the major challenge that what we have and what we anticipated, that one of the drugs, which is an illegal activity, is so lunatic that it brings in so much of money and power that these guys have to actually engage with higher authorities for them to be in business. Yes, I did have meetings with the past premiers, even with the Department of Community Safety and local government. Every drug dealer or every people that's doing illegal activities, we need to do a lifestyle audit on them. Where they own these brand new Mercedes, where they own these big houses, where they use a 10,000, 20,000 rand shoes and a 5,000 rand pants. With being unemployed. Yes, these issues was raised, but as I told you, it's a battle and challenge that we are faced with.
Are you suggesting in any way that police may be working in cahoots with these drug lords?
Well, I don't want to rule anything out. At the moment, this case is very, very sensitive. It's a sub-judicated matter. Yes, we do have some corrupt policemen, and yes, we do have some very, very good policemen, because my interaction with them is on a daily basis.
This is specific to the area of Chatsworth, that some police officials have actually been working with these gangsters.
Well, I'm not going to say it's only in Chatsworth, because, there's drug dealers all over. But yes, we're speaking to the specific drug dealer that was taken off. As I told you, we have some good policemen, and we do have some corrupt policemen.
The mention earlier in your first response that some community members are rejoicing at this time that a drug lord has been taken out, to use your words, and the other section of the community quite angry and pained that someone they revered is now gone. Do you anticipate revenge attacks? Do you anticipate instability in that area?
Well, obviously I cannot rule that out, but one must also check on whenever there was, we had a lot of murders recently, and there was a lot of murders that was connected, to this last murder of this drug dealer that went down. Yes, there were retaliation. There were some murders that occurred in relationship to this. Yes, we cannot rule that out, but I hope that some peace sanitized in our area, and let's hope we don't get more deaths.
In this kind of situation, Mr. Singh, when a drug lord is taken out, what usually happens? Is there someone else who tries to take over the place of the drug lord, or is it a free-for-all? And what I mean by a free-for-all, the drug trade or the drug peddling, do you think that it's going to get worse and completely uncontrollable, seeing that the kingpin is dead?
Yeah, you see, in situation like this, this is not going to stop the drug trade. Let's be honest. If we have to call a spade, let's call it. This is not going to. Maybe it will just go down a little bit out of the radar, but it's going to pop up again. Maybe there's someone else who's going to come and continue this, or maybe there's rivalry amongst them. He's going to continue with this, but he's not going to stop the trade of this.
Mr. Singh, I thank you very much for your time as he goes offline. And I must tell you that we had arranged a few other people within the community of Chatsworth just to talk to us about what is going on in that community in as far as drug peddling